So welcome to IARE YouTube channel. This is Professor Venkatachalapathi, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. I would like to discuss about welding defects part 2. In the last video I have discussed weld defects or weld imperfections, and in addition to that in this session I am going to discuss some more weld defects. What are the causes for that weld defect, and how do you identify the remedy, and where this can be occur in industry application or some automobile or aeronautical application. Okay, now let us see, before going to discuss about the remaining weld defects, first let us see the main principle involved in welding. As you know that the term welding can be defined as it is the process of joining two similar metals or dissimilar metals by adding filler metal without adding filler metal, with the application of pressure and temperature without application of pressure and temperature. That is called the welding process. Technically, it has been started during World War II itself, and now let us see, we'll discuss about what are the basic concept involved in the arc welding, and what are the different type of equipments, its nomenclature. Let us see one by one. Okay, as you know that first welding machine, either it may be AC or DC. So there should be, in any arc welding process, we should provide either AC or DC welding machine. Again, DC means DC straight polarity and reverse polarity. So DC, SP, DC, RP. So these are straight polarity, reverse polarity, depending upon the positive, that is positive electrode, negative. So where the workpiece will be connected positive, electrode will be negative. Similarly, workpiece will be negative, electrode to be negative. So like that it will be described in DC SP, DC RP. And AC means either 230 volts or for even 3-phase also sometimes can be used for industrial applications. And coming to this, there will be a work cable. So this is the workpiece, and how the arc will be created, and the electrode will be kept in this electrode holder. And this angle also very important. It is approximately 30 degrees to 60 degrees. Okay, 30 degrees to 60 degrees based on the applicable and availability of the joint. Okay, and this is called how the arc blow will occur. You can see clearly, whenever by touching the workpiece with the help of the filler rod, some blow will occur, some arc blow. So for example, if you see, this is the workpiece, and how we can able to join. So if you explain with this in 3-dimensional, let us see how we can able to perform. Okay, so here this welding, so either it is a V shape or U shape. This can be blow will be occur in front of that filler rod to the workpiece. Okay, and there will be electrode cable to be connected and workpiece cable to be connected. Either it may be a DC or AC. So this arc welding setup everywhere it is available. Even if you go to the any village or any industry, or even in the hometown also, there will be one small shop will be kept with all these equipment, electric generator, and one work table and arc, and the earth cable also should be kept in order to any fluctuations in the power fluctuations. These are the main thing, and what are the controls to be also to be considered. So this is what about the main principle involved in this arc welding equipment. And similarly, not only arc welding, there are a lot of process which I have discussed in the last session. the solid state welding, and some other welding techniques like soldering, brazing, and some advanced welding like laser welding, and some beam welding. So these are the variety of welding is there. All the welding process there will be some disturbances, some flaws may be occur, some imperfection may be occur. That imperfection we'll call it as weld defect. So this weld defect, why it happens? What is the causes for that weld defect? How do you do some remedy? So that we will discuss the remaining weld defects. Let us see another type of defect is spatter. So as you know that we can clearly understand the one three-dimensional figure, okay, one line diagram. You can see the this will be in the front view, okay. So this is a three-dimensional 3D figure. This will be a 3D figure. How the splatters occur real in the workpiece plate. You can see the some cloudy surface will be there. Some different type of diameters will be occur. This is called weld splatter. Whenever you can touch the electrode with the filler rod, touch some sparks, if the expert welder, experienced welder is not there, it may occur like that. There is also one major drawback, okay. So that is why you need to have some certification of the welding from the Weld Society, some ASTM and ASME. So then only you should have a certification of doing this welding. Then you can perform any type of process and any type of welding with expertise, okay. And this you can see the when in the examination point of view, you can able to draw clearly that there will be workpiece. It is a you can perform the this how weld bead. This is called weld bead, okay. Weld bead occur and the spatter surface away from this performing welding. Why? Because due to high arc power, the first and foremost thing is high arc power, magnetic arc blow, damp electrodes. So some of that electrode filler metals also, some damp electrodes which lead to some splatter, some sound also. It will occur like in Deepavali festival. Some rackets will be occur top like that. The spatters may be occurring performing the welding process. In order to do some remedy, that is called prevention, is to reduce the arc power. Arc power should be maintained properly as per the application of usage, and also you should maintain the reduced arc length, and you can use the dry electrodes. So this is what previously the due to damp and some water content will be there. It will be some disturbance will be occur. So in order to avoid such cause, you can use always dry electrodes, okay. And what you wanted to have repair means and remedy means remove by mechanical process. All these things can be removed by some grinding, okay. Some type of finishing technique can be grinding process, okay. That different type of centerless grinding and different type of grinding technique is used to eliminate the splattered marks, okay. So this is what about the remaining weld defect called spatter, okay. Next, let us see another excessive convexity. So the term itself convexity. So this is called convex. Concave means it will come like this, okay. This is convexity. So here you can see the in 2D diagram there will be a length and vertical. This is a one plate workpiece. This is another workpiece. How we will join? First it is a triangle and this arc length should be in a what you call convex. Concave means it will come in reverse, okay. So this is called the throat and this is the arc length and how you can fill all those things exactly in three-dimensional figure. So this three-dimensional figure we can clearly understand how you can do the arc welding technique in this joining of two similar or dissimilar metals. Also you can see here also some expert welder is needed to perform to quality welding. So this is mainly travel speed also very important. If you increase this travel speed, you cannot maintain the convexity shape. Okay, and observe proper parameters and techniques in this welding process. What are the techniques to be followed? We should be able to maintain. We should clean the workpiece properly. Both should be filed properly, and any particles or dust particles and any foreign particles will be placed when you touch in the filler. It may be formed like that convex shaped or form. So obviously the remedy should be, it must blend smoothly into the base metal. So there will be base and filler. So both will be mixed together at exact temperature. Then only you can able to obtain the good quality of weld. So this defect, especially excessive convexity, occurs due to amperage and travel speed. So you should maintain the proper speed. So then only you can able to eliminate these type of welding defect. Okay, I hope you can understand clearly about this defect. Now look at another thing. Previous is convex. This is concavity. Just only thing is what I said. This is concavity. So the same principle what you have done earlier defect, but here only thing is this is concave form. So like in see also somehow the flows of water will flow in front of that outside thing. That is why it is majorly depends upon the amperage and travel speed. This also you should maintain the proper travel speed. Otherwise, if any break occur, some unevenness can be there. That concave shape you can see in the three-dimensional. So where in previous one is convex. So convex means like the shape, and this is in concave shape. So like this, like that concave shape, like the how the in seas and rivers the flows of the water will fell into that outside of that earth, like that you can able to do. But major remedy is to observe proper parameters and techniques, all the capacity and power factor, and how we can have earth and everything is there. That angle of that electrode and electrode rod should be maintained, and you should maintain the repair. Repair also, one important thing is you should blend smoothly into the base metal. Exactly when you touch the base metal, should not to move that electrode. So if you move means like this, it will come like it is a concavity type of. So whenever here also, one important thing we should able to, that welder should be a certified welder. Then only can able to have some technique. So certified in the sense, some welding society they will conduct regular workshops while performing any type of welding process. You need to take the certification for a good welder. So then that person they can easily expertise these type of things. Obviously maintaining the travel speed and the power settings, everything should be maintained, and even the parameters also. What are the input parameters in the heat and power source? Either you are following DC or AC. Either it may be DC means DCSP or DCRP. Every parameter should is important. We should follow appropriately. Next interesting thing is excessive weld reinforcement. What is meant by reinforcement? So obviously reinforcement meant while performing that welding, it should have some good strength. So immediately after performing the welding process, you can able to take into some mechanical properties like strength, toughness, etc. While taking that strength, if you are not achieving the good strength, definitely this has some excessive weld reinforcement. Continuously doing that, the metal will be well more heated and more thing will occur inside granules, and inside molecules also will come out some holes may be occur inside, so that the reinforcement is over reinforcement occur. That leads to be some applications may not prefer for this type of defect. Okay, and here also the main cause is travel speed is very slow. So previously it is speed is very fast. Now it is slow also. More metal fell on the face itself, surface itself. That is why you should set the travel speed. So especially some type of welding techniques, welding equipments and all, there so they can set up how the movement of the uh, electrode will be moved, they will set to properly 1 mm per minute, one like that, seconds, how much distance it can move like that. They can set and they can identify, and also you should maintain the proper technical parameters like amperes, voltage, etc. Okay, so first we will test with this in scrap plate, then you can able to apply. So otherwise, there is no wastage of the plate. Again, you will performing the cleaning, and it will take time taking process, so that more time it will take, the productivity can be reduces. Okay, so you can see this is a 3D figure, 3D figure for this excessive weld reinforcement, and we can see in this 2D in the isometric view of this weld reinforcement. So you can see clearly root how much distance you required, it will enlarge. Okay, so which leads to be more reinforcement occur. Sometimes even when you wanted to do some application, it cannot able to break also. So even that is a permanent joint, some cases you can able to overflow, means it cannot eliminate. By chipping hammer also cannot able to do that, removing that thing. So that is why there is another drawback. So you should maintain proper travel speed, and amperage settings should be maintained. The repair should be remove excessive reinforcement and feather the weld to smooth the transition of the base plate. So whenever the plate, whatever the surface plate, so how whatever you can perform the welding, so there it should come clearly like that. No extra part may come. Okay. So it will come exactly like this place. So rather than this overflow should not be maintained. Okay. So this is what about the excessive weld reinforcement is the one of the important defect. In this case, the remedy is you should maintain the good travel speed and the settings of the power parameters. Okay. And next thing is incomplete penetration. So look at the how the differentiate between the 2D diagram to 3D diagram. This is the real. So after performing the welding process, so you can see how it seems to be some uneven, some clumsy is there. So that incomplete penetration. So whenever while performing the welding, it should be a neat and the clarity should be there. Due to this also, it is some damage. So why low amperage and low preheat and tight root opening, fast travel speed, short arc length, all these things leads to be this type of incomplete penetration. It will penetrate. Okay, so this can draw in the examination point of view to work pieces, and how it can able to occur like this. Some gap may occur at this. This the gap should be some penetrate. Whenever, so in order to eliminate that gap, again you have to refill that weld. You can remove that again. Once again, you have to do this welding process. So that is why here remedy is you should correct the contributing the factors. So what are the major contributing factors while performing this welding process? We should clean the workpieces cleanly, effectively, and all the settings should be maintained properly. You should wear all the things exact, while angle also should be maintained effectively in order to have some smooth welding. So repair means back gauge and back weld. So sometimes identification of the two gaps, it is very difficult. So that is why some variation will occur that leads to incomplete penetration. Okay, so this is what about the another defect. Now let us see what about the excessive penetration. Previously it is a incomplete penetration. Excessive. The why is the excessive means even suppose if when you keep the filler rod, obviously it will melted, more melted, and all the metal felt in that particular place only. The penetration will be excessive. More metal will be done, and even by using chipping hammer or chipping rod also cannot eliminate this thing. Within a fraction of time, it will be hard, and again to cool that it is somewhat difficult. Okay, so that is why this is excessive penetration. This can be clearly understand. You can see penetration width. This is excessive penetration. Exactly how much distance will come out outside. So that to be eliminated means if it is a small thickness, less than 1 or some 0.5 thicknesses, you can easily remove by chipping hammer. If not, even if you use a lot, again you have to use the welding only to remove the excess metal. So that is why here excess penetration also, slow welding travel speed will be very very slow. It will create and more will occur. In that cooling time it may form in a solid form. So this is also another defect in welding process. And based on this, look at in any type of arc welding process, not only arc welding, even solid state welding or some other process like brazing technique, everything should be there. You should maintain some set of instructions. Okay, first we should check up the proper generator, either AC or DC, and how the connection of the positive and negative workpiece will be kept positive, or electrode should be kept negative, yes or no. So that is also very important. So here the workpiece will be kept positive and electrode is kept negative. So sometimes they may put in a reverse direction, and some particular application that is a reverse DC reverse polarity also, some type of application can be used, but that is also what type of metal and what type of usage of the techniques, you should follow that same thing. Otherwise it leads to be some of the problem occurring while performing it. Okay, so this is what about the this thing. And also you can see the arc blow maintenance, how we will perform the arc blow. Some cases arc blow will be very linear, sometimes more some fillers, some extra oxide forms will be created. When it will touch, it lead to be that overflow arc blow also will occur. That leads to be again some of the defects. So that is why a student need to understand any welding technique. So there must be some imperfections. That imperfections which is in the form of welding defects. So in the welding defects like spatter, okay, and the main cause is high arc power, magnetic arc flow, damp electrodes. This can be eliminated. This can be some prevention and remedy is you should reduce the arc power, and also arc length should be maintained properly. We should use dry electrodes. So all these can be removed by some mechanical process and mechanical technique. So we can compare 3D, the real how they will perform spatter, and this excess and all removed by again grinding process to be used to remove the that thing. So that is why it is a spatter is with sound and disturbance in the workpiece will be occurred. And this excessive concavity, convexity. So this is what I have been explained in this class. Okay, so convexity means like this type, and concavity means like this. Okay, so this is about the convexity. This also comes under travel speed and amperage. And concavity means like in seas, how the water level will flow up and down and all. So based on that, here inside throat formation. So in concave, throat formation is less compared to convex is more. Okay, so that this easily eliminate because less usage of the excess metal. But in this convexity, again chipping hammer, chipping metal to be used to remove all those things. See, within fraction of time after performing really immediately, you can take the chipper and you can do. Otherwise, it cannot be removed by anybody. This is the best thing only. Next, this is what excessive weld reinforcement. Whatever why you are performing welding to get good strength, strong, permanent joint. Okay, so and once again the reinforcement also very very important. If you over reinforcement also need to be, the weight will be more, and some applications can't be used. Exactly how much reinforcement is required, that only can able to. This also cause too slow. Whenever the travel speed is very low, then it may occur, and so that you should maintain the good travel speed. Okay, at the same time, first you have to check up in the amp some scrap plate, and you can test it, and if it is coming correctly, then you can start this thing. Otherwise, again the wastage of that original cleaning plate also it will take. Okay, so that the product it also can be reduced. So next one is the incomplete penetration and the excessive penetration. These are the two major. Incomplete penetration also because of if you are not doing preheat. Okay, automatically some incomplete penetration, some gaps may be occur, and fast travel speed also some shake will be occur. That is why some expertise, some certified welders only required to perform this type of welding, so that all these type of defects can be eliminated easily. Okay, and here while coming backside and front, that mind setup also sometimes if there is a not well, again they will go by back, means that leads to be also incomplete penetration. When you open it again you can kept means some gap may be occur. And this is excessive penetration, means slow travel, means automatically overflow of mixing of that temperature with that filler rod, it will fall on the surface itself. Okay, so this is what how much excess penetration, this thing can be eliminated. Again you can use for chipping machine, chipping hammer, immediate performing the welding you can do, otherwise we can't remove the excess thing. And this is what about the total welding defects or welding imperfections. Mainly for any process, in any manufacturing process, either it may be casting or forging or welding, any process there will be some flaws. All the process will be flawed, that defects also will be there. Even casting has casting defects like blowholes and some sand drop, shrinkage, different type of thing is there. Some forging also, some forge crack, some inclusion, so many defects may occur. Even welding, even the welding is not a primary process. Welding is not a primary process, this is a secondary process. Whenever while performing the components with the different process, then you can able to use for joining the two similar or dissimilar, sometimes by application of pressure, sometimes without pressure, only filler metals, sometimes uh, these things also to be considered for whatever the thing this defects also will be occur. So that small imperfections also lead to a weld defect. So being a mechanical engineer, you should be able to study the metals, what type of metal they are doing the welding. So what is its practical properties and how it will coalesce with each other, what type of thing may happen. That is also the material properties also should understand an engineer. Then he can able to perform defect free welding process, flawless welding process. Okay, so this is what about the welding defects, and I hope the student can understand clearly for the 2D with the 3D diagrams. So in the next session I would like to solve some of the problems also in welding, problems also in casting, problems also in forging. So why? Because so majority of the students treat that the manufacturing technology or manufacturing process is a theoretical subject. So don't think like that. So even the manufacturing technology also a lot of design parameters, that is prove, runner, engage design parameter to be considered. And sometimes in welding also, how do you determine that weld bead length, arc length, how do you determine the velocity and voltage. Okay, and in resistance welding also, how do you determine the resistance, current or heat generated. So the even problematic also is there, that may be useful for your competitive examinations like GATE, IES and other some what you call Navaratnas, some central government jobs also. They are asking some concept related to how do you identify the concept by application of the different type of problems also. Okay, so thank you, good luck. So I hope you can understand clearly about this welding defects.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.